Open quote. He could not fight against the party any longer. Besides, the party was in the right. It must be so. How could the immortal collective brain be mistaken? By what external standard could you check its judgments? Sanity was statistical. It was merely a question of learning to think as they thought, only... The pencil felt thick and awkward in his fingers. He began to write down the thoughts that came into his head. He wrote in large, clumsy capitals, "Freedom is slavery." Then, almost without a pause, he wrote beneath it, "2 and 2 make 5." Close quote. These two statements that Winston Smith wrote in large, clumsy capitals are profoundly significant. They mark the turning point that signifies Winston's shift in thought. Freedom is slavery? 2 and 2 make 5? Those don't make sense. They are paradoxical and just plain false. But as Winston Smith scribes those two statements on that paper, he pronounces his defeat. He hands over his spirit. "If you are a man, Winston, you are the last man," says his specific government case supervisor. And as the book comes to a close, he seems to be terrifyingly accurate. In 1941, George Orwell wrote a classic work of fiction entitled 1984, which, as you might know or might have guessed, this excerpt is taken from. Throughout this story, we become acquainted with Winston Smith and the life that he leads. As is promptly revealed, the three slogans that govern every aspect of life are "War is peace," "Freedom is slavery," and "Ignorance is strength." As previously noted, these slogans and written statements created by the government that defines this quote-unquote futuristic society in which Winston inhabits are paradoxical and contradictory. However, within this nation that Winston refers to as Oceania, the contradictions of these words are erased as the meaning is skewed and the lines between reality and falsity become fuzzy. In Oceania, Winston is constantly monitored. Historical facts are modified, and the thought police ensures that these lines stay skewed and blurred. Pretty far shot from our cozy liberal arts classroom in Spokane, USA. Thanks to dictionaries dating back hundreds of years, and movies, teachers, parents, friends, novels, textbooks, and music, we have strong grasps of what these words mean within a multitude of contexts. But how are they applied to the lives that we lead every day? What does the word slavery actually mean to you? The most easily conjured image for me is a man with midnight black skin sweating under the Georgia sun. But now think of yourself sitting in your desk. You are protected by a multitude of freedoms. Thanks to the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights, you have freedom of speech, of religion, of assembly and petition, and of the press. These 5 words are referred to as our ultimate freedoms. However, as George Harrison of the Beatles eloquently attests, they brought out LSD to control the people, but what they did was give us freedom. Slavery, ignorance, war, and control are all physically illegal. But when their meanings are skewed, lines start to blur and to fuzz. Narcotic substances allow us to delve into our consciousnesses and look into unknown crevasses of perception. By making it illegal for us to gain access into the depths of consciousness with the use of drugs like hashish and LSD, the government seems to be making a clear assertion. Slavery, ignorance, and war seem to only be skin deep in the eyes of our governing body. Are they to you? Who controls your consciousness?